just local artists, national and international artists would come. The closing reception was for an artist from Bangladesh, right? In where? In the south side of St. Petersburg community that's so rich with history. Side note, if you've never taken a tour of the African American Heritage Trail, you should. It's one of the best documented African American history trails in the country, and it's right here in our city. So that was me, taking what I call a pause, extending myself to open up this physical space that, where I said there's something about the walls, and you realize that it's not the walls, it's the you inside the walls, right? So it's each of us. What if today you know, I posted this question on Facebook, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, what would you rather be doing? And some people took it like, oh, I'd rather be sleeping. You know, I would go back to bed. But no, this is that pause you take in life to ask yourself, I'm doing this, but you know, my inner yearning, my joy, some people call it purpose, some people call it gift. What is your gift, right? What is your joy? And is that what you're doing today? So I just challenge you at some point today, ask yourself that question, ask it tomorrow, and see what answer you get. Maybe you're doing exactly what you ought to be doing. You know, maybe you've taken that step in that direction. But this is a good question to ask. And then in terms of not just what would you rather be doing, but what is the impact of what you'd rather be doing? So for me, it was the best measure of this joy, right? My love for community, my love for people, my love for the youth, my love for the elderly, taking that and marrying it with my love for the arts, and then turning it into the better good for my community and my larger community. So always think about not just what would you rather be doing, but you know, what is the impact? We're here for a reason. At least that's how I see the world through my eyes. So this is not something some of us don't ever find this out in terms of now that we have, I was telling somebody this today, like you have Google Maps, right? So normally I say, here's where we're going, and back in the day, we'd have to figure it out, how to get from point A to point B. But now we all pull up the same, and we get the same direction, so we're either misguided together, right? Or we get to end up where we're going. Because if there's a little shift and the satellite didn't update and you think it's right, but no one knows your path better than you know it yourself. So I want you to acknowledge that for yourself, that your path is your path, is your path, is your path. And my path is my path, is my path. And I tell people that no one can take that from you, right? Now what could happen is your path could be leading you this way, you ignore it and you keep going this way, right? Or you're not answering that. But it's gonna keep calling you, and eventually you may. And some might do it earlier, some might do it later, but you'll eventually get there. But, you know, understand what your path is. And then at that time when you've earned the right to do it, this is really important, because when you open up a business, whether it's a physical space or you're just really doing you. And then in the process of doing you, you end up being impactful to others. But when I say leap, at some point, you're gonna have to, in my case, break free from the baby bottle. That's what I call corporate America, right? When you're used to that 6-figure salary, you can travel all over the world. That's a baby bottle. It's like, shoot, who's gonna let go of that? And so letting go of that baby bottle. So at some point, you're gonna have to leap. And you're gonna have to either, because you've planned for it, right? Because you have faith, but you're gonna have to trust that your joy, right? And your gift will cause you to land flat on your feet, planted, rooted, wherever it is you want to be, because it's your path. So I challenge you to do that. But in all things, be bold. Be bold. You know, you see me today, like, this is as natural as it gets, right? I didn't come out here today in my corporate suit because that's one of me, right? But this is me, the woman that I would hug every single person in the world if I could. Today, you guys gave me the gift of being in one place, getting to hug a whole bunch of people. Something that I did all the time at the gallery. And I said, in all the past 3 years of doing everything I do, I think there was one person who said, no, I don't want help, right? And that's okay, too, because in this space, in this skin, you're not looking for validation. You're looking to be on your path, on your journey. So in addition to giving opportunities to artists from all over the world, in addition to finding the Black Arts and Film Festival, I also created in that same span a private label brand called Shaman. And it would make sense that my private label brand, which started off with clutches, handmade one-of-a-kind clutches, would be named after that thing which I'm passionate about, the community. So it's called Jamii, which is a Swahili word that means community. So my greater good, it's channeled through the arts, but it's community. It's to impact the community that I get to be a part of. And right now, that's the community of St. Petersburg, Florida. So I want to thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you this morning and to challenge you to think hard about what you'd rather be doing and leap and land. So, any questions?